Welcome, everyone, to the Survivor Now podcast. And today I am joined by an amazing guest that I am shocked I'm talking to already. And that is Tinuke, I believe, the 7th runner-up of Survivor UK. I'm starting to lose kind of track of that. But Tinuke, how are we doing today?
I'm good. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine.
Tears going down the face. Oh man, I feel I am still. I had the pleasure of speaking with Doug. The 2 episodes this weekend have just left me shocked because I believe the both of you were in such a great position, and we're going to get into that. I feel like you were running the game. I do have to say right off the bat, our analyst Ollie wanted me to tell you that you were his absolute favorite this season, and he was devastated to see you go.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Oh, how the mighty fall, boy. This weekend we just got off so quick.
It was 2 shocking episodes back to back. How was it watching it back? How was it taking that all in? Did you have fun at least watching the elimination episode back?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I did. Of course, I love watching it. I love watching all of it. Full stop. It was so interesting to see, how it happened. Because I mean, I was shocked. Like I'm not even gonna lie. I was proper shocked. So yeah, it was interesting to see what steps led to getting to where that was. I'm like, obviously, in hindsight, you're just, oh, there's this and this. Like, I could have done this, but it's not like that when you're in there. You're literally. It's just what's in front of you, you know what I mean? So, but I loved watching it back. Yeah, I had a little party, so I had lots of friends around me and lots of snuggles and all that. So that's good.
Yeah, we're very quick to judge the players when it's like, oh, why didn't you make this move? But I get what you're saying. You're almost blind. Like, you know what you know, honestly. And then you have to just assume what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, 100%, and just have faith in it. And like, what you don't know, you don't know. Like, I didn't know that Christopher even threw the challenge full stop. I didn't know that he had I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so much stuff you don't know. So yeah, in hindsight, there's a million and one things I could have done, but that's all I had with me at that moment. So that's it.
Well, let's walk through that tribal, because okay. I remember watching it back when you got eliminated. It looked like you were very frustrated. So I wanted to ask, in the moment, how confident going into that tribal council were you, thinking, okay, this is an easy vote. It's going to be Chris. I've got the numbers, because you were playing a very, very good, give yourself credit. You were playing an incredible social game. So how shocking was it when it went down? How confident were you heading into tribal council?
I mean, like, I think I said it, like, that was the most uncomfortable that I had felt going into a tribal. But I hadn't foreseen Matty switching on me. Like, I couldn't, there wasn't a world that I could have imagined that to happen. Like, I just didn't see it. So I knew that it was potentially Peg or Hannah and Chris. You know what I mean? I thought I might get a couple of votes from them. Lawrence even maybe, but I just wasn't expecting Matty. So that was the vote that just threw me sideways. Like, so I really wasn't expecting that. So I thought, maybe there might be a couple of votes for me, but I didn't think all of them. Like, I think you can see me, I literally just go like still like that. I felt like I had a ton of weight like on my head, on my shoulders, and I just couldn't move. Like, all I could do was blink my eyes. And then they called out my name and I was like, damn, boy. So brutal. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that to that extent, but we move.
Not the emotion feeling like a Survivor challenge with like all the weight on. Oh my gosh, that is so devastating.
I think even like when I went to go stand up, I was like, oh. I was like, don't make me leave.
Half of it is like, oh, I don't want to leave. The other half of it is just, well, I mean, at least I get to eat something now. Like, haha, suckers. I have to ask, because it looked like you went straight to Joel, took your torch, went straight there. Was there anything said? Was there any goodbyes or anything? Or because of the shocking moment of it, was it just, oh, I am so mad at all of you, and straight to Joel?
No, I did say goodbyes. I did hug everyone. First of all, I hugged Lawrence and I said, "Did you freaking vote for me?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, yeah, you did. Like, I was convinced that it was him. And then I hugged Matthew and he was like, "I love you." And I was like, "I love you too." I was like, couldn't be Matthew. Like, no way, Jose. And then like I said goodbye to everyone else and I left. And I did hug everyone. They just didn't show it, but I did.
So, Tinuke, you had an incredible alliance throughout most of the game from what we saw. It was you, Matthew, Nathan, and you can throw Jess in there as well.
Yeah.
Was
Defo.
that your end game? Were you looking at that group as your end game, or did you have thoughts? Because we did see Matthew end up flipping on you. Did you ever have thoughts about, hey, eventually I need to get Nathan and Matthew out of the game, or was it that was your end game? You were going to take them to the end with you.
So, like, to be completely real with you, it was me, Nathan, and Matty, final three. Like, that was it. Like, that's what I had in my head. That's what I thought we were all doing. And that's what I thought the goal was. Like, I wasn't about to vote out either of them before final three. Like, no way. I was hell bent on that. When it came to if it was a final two, and if I could have chosen who I would have been next to, I probably would have been with Nathan, because I knew that Matthew had really good relationships with everyone who would have been on the jury. So I knew that if it did go down to final two, I would have preferred to have been there with Matthew, just because Nathan had better social relationships with everyone. But I wasn't planning on taking him out until it was absolutely necessary. So that's what I was so heartbroken. Like, I was proper heartbroken when I found out it was Matty, and still am today. But like, don't hate the player, hate the game. I was just, I don't know. I was just naive to the fact that was going to happen. So that's all on me, totally.
Well, no, see, that's really interesting to hear, because the next place I was going to go was, okay, let's just I don't like to play hypothetical, questions and all of that. But let's just say in a world you had to make that decision between Nathan and Matthew, who I wanted to know who you would have went with, because Matthew's whole thing was he didn't want to be at the bottom of the alliance. So I wanted to find out from you, would he have been on the bottom of the alliance, or if it came down to him and Nathan, would you have chosen him over Nathan?
Yeah, well, like I said, to sit with at the end, I probably would have picked Nathan, because I feel like Matty was more competition with the jury. So to be fair, he might have just done me before I did him, but he wasn't on he wasn't on the lower tier of the hierarchy. Like, whoever made me the hierarchy queen anyway. This is wild, but here we are.
Tinuke, own up to that. You are the queen. Come on. So I'm ready. Survivor UK needs a queen. I know it's just the first season back, but I am ready to announce you as the queen. I love I think that'd be a good nickname. You don't like it?
No, I do. I love it. I just my game plan was go in and just stay on the radar. I was like, that just did not happen. That was so far from what happened. I just did not stay on the radar at all.
So Tinuke, you were a part of a massive tribe swap, where we saw you and Matthew head over to Nena, and then you had sorry, I forgot who. I drew a blank on who went back to the other. You had Pegleg and Doug going back to the Calatin tribe. So how much did that throw a wrench in your guys' plans? Because that's really when we saw that alliance, that core four alliance, really take effect. And then you got sent over with Matthew. We heard from Shy. Yeah. He was saying he was not going over there whatsoever. So how much of a wrench did that throw into your plans?
Well, this was a tricky one, because I wasn't expecting me and Matthew to both go over. That wasn't my plan at all. I wanted Shy to go over, because I knew that then he would be the first out and it would be easy for them, because they already had this thing with Shy anyway. So I thought that I was hoping it was going to be Shy. But then Shy goes, I don't want to go over there because I know I'll get voted out first. And then Matthew's like, yeah, you'll go out straight away. Like, no way. Yeah, that's going to be mad. You can't go. I'm sitting there thinking, Matthew, shut up. Like, shut up. We want him to go.
What?
I know. And I was like, what are you doing, man? So yeah, then Shy was like, yeah, no way, I'm not going over. And I was like, oh, it's screwed. Like, there's no getting out of this now. Now it's me and you, Matty. So we better just put on our big girl socks and get moving.
I would have done the exact same thing. I would have been like, Matthew, are you trying to doom our game right now? How worried were you heading over there? Because that had to be terrifying, thinking, okay, it's the two of us against the entire Nena tribe. Like, that had to be absolutely terrifying when it was playing out.
Yeah, mad. I was so nervous. But I was so happy that I was with Matty, like, because he was obviously a close friend. So I was happy I was going over there. I was happy Leilani was still over there because she is my boo. So I knew that when I got over there, I would already have 3. So I did feel relieved about that. And then to see that they were already at Civil War by the time I got over there made me feel even better. So that was a relief. So the relief, like, I did feel more at ease as I realized the situation, but I was really nervous. I wanted to stay with my like little close cozy alliance over in Calaton.
Wait, so I have to ask, you say Leilani, excuse me, is your boo. Didn't you guys vote Leilani out of your tribe? Walk me through that. I actually haven't asked anyone really about this yet. How did that tribal council go down when you guys had to vote someone out? Because Leilani was already a target. The guys wanted to target her because of the challenges. Did you have any say? Was there any way you could maybe keep Leilani and vote someone like a Shy over there, or just were the numbers not there at the time?
Not only were the numbers weren't there, but we didn't have a chance to discuss it. So, you know, they when we got to tribal, everyone was voting for Leilani, and that was the plan. And then we found out that it was actually a tribe swap, not an elimination. And we didn't have any time, or we weren't allowed to discuss whether we still were going to be doing the same thing or not. So I didn't have a chance to change it, which was annoying. But Leilani wasn't having a good time in Calaton. She wasn't happy. Like, she wasn't melding with the group, and she wasn't in a good headspace. And we'd spoken about it before, and she'd be like, that if this is what's happening, this is what's happening. Like, there wasn't like much fight there. And I was sad to see her go home, what I thought was going home, but there wasn't much I could do about it. The numbers were all on Lay. Like, she did so badly at the beginning of the first couple of episodes and the first couple of challenges. She did so bad that everyone was all this like strength wise. Like, there was no way I was going to convince Shy and Matthew that she needed to stay for whatever reason. Like, and Nathan, you know what I mean? They were just like, she's not won a single thing. She needs to go. So my hands were tied on that one.
I mean, and she ended up finding her footing a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. She's like such a badass right now. I'm loving it. So yeah, I was happy that she did the tribe swap, and I felt more comfortable with going over there knowing she was there. And yeah, so that was good.
In Survivor UK, going off of that and the whole tribe strength thing, it's been a huge talking point, which is keep the numbers, keep tribes strong. But we've seen a lot of instances where tribes have been turning on each other this season. And I just wanted to get your take, being on the other side, when you were at Nena and you see, you know, Calaton come back and Jess has been voted off, which, you know, they had the numbers. That had to be shocking. And then you get to the merge and Shy's gone. So Doug and Pegleg were able to survive both tribals they went to with Calaton. How shocking was that when you saw Jess? What was going through your mind? Did you think Nathan flipped? Were you like, it had to be Shy and Lawrence? What was going through your mind when you saw that your girl Jess was not on the tribe?
I know, yeah. I was so shocked. Like, you could definitely see from our faces as well. I thought that Nathan had flipped on the whole situation. I couldn't tell why. I mean, I had assumed that there must have been something going on with idols or something over there, because I couldn't figure out why she had been the one to go home. And I thought Nathan had flipped. But then Nathan's head was like down like this, and he was really like sad. And I was like, why is he so sad? Like, is this what, did he not know? Do you know what I mean? So when he came over at the merge, I found out that he didn't know. So that was all back to happy families again. So that was good. But yeah, it was really sad to see her go. That was a really tough one, and that was the moment that opened my eyes to the females getting voted out of the game. Like before then, I won't even lie to you, it wasn't even in my sight. Like I hadn't realized until Jess got voted out, and I was like, right, okay, maybe I can see what's going on here. But there wasn't enough puzzles, man. There wasn't enough puzzles. There wasn't enough balance. Like it was just so heavy. I can see how it went like that. Like I don't really understand how it wouldn't have gone the way it went with the challenges that were put in front of us. So there we go.
I mean, you got a balance challenge the very next. It worked out perfectly because you girls looked like you had a vendetta. You guys wanted revenge for Jess, is what it looked like. I was like, there's no way the guys are winning this challenge. There's absolutely, you might as well just step off the beam immediately.
Honestly, when I saw that, I was like, I'm waiting for a balance challenge. Like, I'm a professional roller skater. Like, balance is my job. Like, I was just like, this is me. I've got this, and I'm gonna get revenge for my babe. So yeah, that was a good one.
Just a small little side note. I need to get more into the world of roller skating. You're now the second professional roller skater I've interviewed through Survivor. The other being Rihanna for Survivor Australia. I'm a good roller skater, but you guys are doing like backwards, and I don't know how you do it. I applaud you.
Backwards is basic, Randy. Come on.
You're counting that basic? I don't know. I am too clumsy. I can't. I'm like, I still don't. I can't adjust for my height. I can't do it. We have to talk about your game here because myself and the other analysts, Matthew and Ollie, we were praising you in our last recap episode, saying I think we jinxed you because Tinuke is really running this game. She is playing the best game right now. You had such a strong social game from what we saw. A lot of times players can get ahead of themselves in the game. And I'm not saying you did. I just want to know, were you thinking about the end game? Because we were starting to get down in numbers. You know, we had 8 people remaining. Were you starting to think, hey, I can win this? Or even if it's not that extreme, were you thinking, hey, I see my path to the final? Or were you still taking it just one day at a time?
I think after the Doug vote, I was like, I was like, I thought it was impenetrable. Me, Matthew, and Nathan and Lay. I thought that was impenetrable. Like I just couldn't have foreseen that. I really couldn't. So when I look back and I'm like, oh, I could have done this, could have done that. Like I had so much faith in Matthew. Like I just didn't think there was any world that he was going to do that. So I don't give myself too much of a hard time on that one. But in terms of like coming to the end game, I thought my path was set out. I won't even lie. Like I thought I was just like, I got this. Then it's like, no, you don't.
It was so heartbreaking. Well, here, and I'm gonna kind of spoil it for myself here. I was about to watch your episode, and I saw something online that said you went home, and I went, there's no way. When I was watching it, I was still thinking, I'm like, I know I did not read this right. So I was still shocked, even though I already heard you went home. I was like, how do we get from point A to point B here? Because you were running the game for the Doug vote. It's still shocking to me. And you played such an incredible game. The last question we always like to ask is, what do you take away from this experience as a whole? Going out there, Survivor can be a wonderful experience. So what are you taking away from this journey? And will we see, I'm going to put it out there. Will we see the rollerblading queen of Survivor UK back out on the island if you get that call again?
I mean, like, first off, no way I won't be coming back if I'm invited. Like I was already pissed off trying to like get myself back on there. Like I was back there like, don't let me back. So I was already pissed off then. Like if there's
this
a way
was not elimination, right?
Yeah, this is done. Void. Start again. Time out. So yeah, if there's a chance for me to come back, I will be there 100%. And what I learned from the whole experience is just like the bar that you have of what your limitations and what you think you're capable of is like, for me, I already have like, I feel like I can do like lots, especially the physical stuff and endurance, all of that. So my bar was already high for myself, but it was just blown through the roof. Like I really wasn't expecting to do as well as I did, to get as far as I did. And like, I just, yeah, I feel like just super proud of myself, like super proud. So I loved it. I'd do it again in a heartbeat, 100%.
Well, Tinuke, thank you so much for joining me. Like I absolutely love you. I will also say you're the first person who supported the podcast. Just giving us, you were the first person from this season to follow, and I really do appreciate all the love.
Oh,
So it was an honor speaking with you today.
Yeah, you too, Randy. Thank you so much. I love it. It's actually wild just being on this right now. So I'm so here for it. Love what you're doing. Big love always.